Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Drinking and Reading, Coffee and Weird Tales. I'm crocheting a hooded sweater at the moment, but due to work I haven't had time to finish it and get it out, so I feel like I haven't posted anything for a while, and I want to, so here we are. Yes, so, and also because it's almost the end of October and I realise I haven't done anything that I wanted to do. I haven't done anything interesting or special. The superstition thing didn't go anywhere. Mostly, again, because of work, I haven't had time. And that makes me feel very sad. So, I'm just going to read another weird tale, and let's just do that. Let's just make it a Weird Tales October. Which is not unusual for me. Alright, so anyway, the last story was excellent. You guys truly Jack the Ripper. I really enjoyed reading that. Also, I'm not doing polls this time because no one really gives a shit. Honestly, I optimistically try and believe that it makes a difference, but it doesn't. I think, you know, later on I'll do polls and stuff, but for now I'm just going to choose my own stories, and if you want to listen to them, listen to them. If you don't. I hope you stay and listen to them, and I hope you enjoy. That's all I can say about that. Anyway, so today I've decided to go with The Ghost Punch by Hans Bock for Weird Tales, November 1944. Alright, let's just get straight into it. So, yes, The Ghost Punch by Hans Bock. In this corner we have Terry Flanagan, contender for the heavyweight title. The announcer was bellowing with two voices, his own and the gigantic hollow echo resounding from the stadium's walls. Terry bobbed up, shook his gloves to the yelling mob, and thumped down on his stool again, hardly aware of what he was doing. Because, for the first time in his life, Terry was scared. Scared? Fright had slapped him silly. Uh-oh. And in this corner, the battling redskin, Big Chief Running Water. Terry swiped a look at the Indian, who towered a good 6'4" as he hulked up to collect his shares of the applause, most of which racked from the let's move this over here. Most of which racketed from what seemed to be a cheering section composed entirely of his tribal brothers, colourfully decked out in feathers and beaded buckskin. Up until a few minutes ago, Terry hadn't worried about the redskin in the slightest. The Indian held a 22-pound weight advantage over him, but Terry had always known that the right punch at the right time would flatten him into a card. Had always known, that is, until now. But now Terry knew that the Indian was going to do the flattening. Well, Terry would do what he could. He smiled vaguely as he heard the crowd yelling his name. They were as confident as he had been. What if they knew what he had learned? Would they be as confident then? He groaned at the thought and touched his forehead with a glove. Mike M., his second, patted his broad shoulders. Hey, Terry, what's eating you? This is no time to get worried. No, this is no time to get woozy. Of course not. As if Terry didn't know. But Terry only smiled again, and so feebly that Mike's mouth dropped open in dismay. So much depended on this fight. Years of hard work, of sacrifice both on Terry's part and his mother's. And now, just as things were going good, just as Terry had been every single Just as Terry had bet every single cent he had in the world on himself, which is a really fucking stupid thing to do, this thing had to happen. It all made sense though. Grandpa Dennis had fallen downstairs and broken his neck the night he was elected mayor. Pop had died from a too potent Mickey. What? Pop had died from a too potent Mickey which somebody had slipped into his beer. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if that Mickey should be spelled, like, you know, have a capital M. I don't know. Because then I get confused. And now Terry was going to lose this fight. Oh, it wasn't a jinx. Jinxes could be licked. This was far worse, and there was no way out of it. Yes, Grandpop and Pop. Terry hadn't thought of their dying as a family curse, but that was what the old hag had said. The old hag who had happened in the locker... What? Yes. The old hag who had appeared in the locker room like an old pervert. Mike was tapped. No. Mike... Mike was taping his hands when she appeared. Terry had been dreaming about what he was going to do with the fortune he'd make from his bet. How he'd set Mum up for the rest of her life in the super penthouse she deserved. Yeah. And then there was this old Harridan's skull-like face grinning evilly at him from the door of one of the lockers. Just as if her face was a plaster mask hung up on a hook. Terry gulped and blinked, but she was a trick of... No. But she wasn't a trick of his imagination. She was the McCoy, the real Irish McCoy. And she was as Irish as Terry himself. A few wisps of dirty white hair straggled over her seamed forehead, and her eyes sparkled. Terry tried to point her out to Mike, who had looked up indignantly. Hey, keep your hands still. How can I get this tape wound if you fling your hand around? He added sympathetically. Oh, you can't be nervous, kid. This is his cinch. You'll knock him for a flock of cuckoo birds. He patted Terry's arm and was about to resume his taping when he was stricken by Terry's amazed expression, and he did a double take. What are you goping? No, what are you gooping at? He turned. No, what are you gooping at? He turned. Fuck. What are you gooping at? He turned. What's so exciting? Terry gulped again. Gulp. Don't you see her? Tape trailed from his hand as he pointed. See who, kid? Say, have you taken to liquor like your old man? God rest him. The old woman! Mike almost sat on the floor. He threw his eyes to the ceiling and indulged in conversation with his favourite saint. You hear that? He sees an old woman. Holy saints! He gripped Terry's square face between his palms. Look, kid, if you got into the berserk, do it out in the ring. No. If you gotta go berserk, do it out in the ring, not in here. But I see her, plain as day. Yep. Mike sprinted to the closet and... No. Mike sprinted to the closet and returned to wave a bottle under Terry's nose. Sniff this. You feel better? Terry took a good strong whiff. Look, Mike, she's on the locker. Yes, and I'm the Queen of Sheba. Cut out the funny stuff. I got plenty of grey hairs already. The old hag decided to say something. Her voice was as tiny and unreal as music from an old Edison cylinder phonograph. Of course he can't see me, and he can't hear me either, but you can, and you'd better listen good. Her voice sharpened as Terry stirred. I'm your family's curse, and I always make my appearance before a tragedy. You're not going to win the fight tonight. Huh? Terry asked. I didn't say nothing, Mike growled. he resuming his bandaging of Terry's hand. Look, kid, if you feel dizzy or something, you better make this straight. I'll go... I gotta know. You're good, all right? But so's the big chief. If you're not up to snuff, he'll cut you to ribbons. I'm okay, Terry muttered unconvincingly. Yeah, Mike doubted. Then shut up with the funny business. Sometimes your sense of humour goes a little too far. Sure. The hag agreed pleasantly. Yes, you might as well keep your mouth shut. Talking won't do you any good. Only you can see me or hear me. Well, Terence O'Connor Flanagan, take a good look around you. Enjoy yourself while you may. After the third round, well, you'll be seeing your father and your grandfather. Piss off, bitch. No, now wait, Terry began. What's the matter? Too loose? Mike demanded. Okay, Terry said. Yeah, okay. Something about the, like, fucking doing up his thing. Anyway, yeah, so... I'm gonna make this a short episode because, why not? And so this is part 1 of, wait. Part 1, just like, no, yeah, okay. Wait, yeah, okay. Which, that's gonna be part 1. I need to get ready for work. I I feel very sad about that, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I hope you enjoyed this part 1 of the Ghost Punch. Obviously, Terry's got a family curse and it's being visited by the ghost of fucking Christmas past or some shit, who claims to be his family's curse. So yes, at least it's an amusing one. Yeah, if you've joined me till now, thanks for joining me. I'll continue this tomorrow. Yeah, okay, thanks for joining.